As I understand it, Andrew, for that particular number, it's from the Balgay Hill LP. So you were in Balgay Park. That's where a lot of the inspiration for that record came from, in Dundee. Yes.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate to live near Balgay Park, and it was a kind of place of solace and kind of very medicinal, healing during what was a very, odd time for us all, I think. And it kind of started as just a kind of daily routine, and it grew into this record, Balgay Hill Morning and Magnolia, through various things, capturing little kind of moments in the park, dog walkers, people kicking through the leaves and whatnot, and the birds in the canopies, and then just eventually being able to access my studio and kind of just, I suppose, just, wandering over these recordings with some music.
I know it's hard perhaps to put this into words, because there's the pattern of you writing music seems to be a lot of the time influenced by surroundings, from cities, from rivers, and on that occasion going to the park regularly as well, and coasts, and there's the Tay Firth as well. Are you recording, obviously you're doing field recordings while you're out, are you recording melodies into recording devices, into phones as well, and then working on them when you get back to a studio? Is that how it works? Yeah,
to agree. I'm never really that organised, but certainly, that particular period during the kind of pandemic, it was such a kind of powerful, at times awful, at times, joyous period. I was very lucky during it to have, family, but a lot of people weren't able to have that in their lives, and so it was a really disconcerting time, but that was it was powerful enough to inspire me to just try and work my way through it, really, to try and make sense of it all. I had to do it.
You say that like being influenced by your surroundings, but it can work the other way as well, because I saw a great documentary about the Stooges and Iggy, and he was talking about growing up in Detroit and the boom, boom. This is what Iggy was doing. He's very kind of vocal, boom, boom.
He does it lower than that, though.
He does it better. He does it a lot better than that as well. He does everything better than me. But and that found its way into the Stooges music. So it is what's going on around you that does affect what you do inevitably.
Yeah, definitely. My kind of like origins are more set in kind of, I suppose, what you might call like kind of rudimentary sort of guitar music, guitar pop that snowballed into this sort of path that I'm on now. So I can understand that, feeling the kind of power of a band or a beat or an environment, definitely.
It depends who you are as well, also, obviously, because you were out in that situation and you got influenced in this certain way, whereas other people might have just got angry at the whole scenario that we were with and come out with a band like Pigs. So it brings out the person within you, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's, for me it was a coping mechanism, I kind of leaned on what I knew in amongst all this, all these things that I didn't know about, and what was going on, and what was next. So I think someone maybe coined the phrase recently, like environmental sort of neoclassical jazz or something. And I don't really think of myself as a jazz musician or a neoclassical player or any of that, but I did quite enjoy that sort of description, because I am kind of always looking outwards in a sort of effort to try and understand who the hell I am.
Does it help having such brilliant musicians around you? Do they remind you who you are from time to time?
Yeah, God, how lucky am I to be here to share this with these people. They're incredible. They're inspirational humans and musicians. I'm very lucky. Have
you found a happy home on Clay Pipe as well? This is the label you've released the last 2 records on, and it seems to be a good fit. Yeah,
again, I'm really lucky. I'm honoured to work with Francis Castle. It's a beautiful label. I was a fan first. I got turned on to their records via, I think it was Kate's music, who, I love her stuff, and I just chapped Francis' door one day with an album, and she thankfully took me up on the offer. But she's amazing, Francis is a brilliant musician and an incredible artist, and she runs a very decent label too, so
Fantastic. Can I just mention in passing, somebody got in touch last night about Adam Ross from Randolph's Leap and the record you worked with on him. I know I played something from it last week and it sounds fantastic. So that was a good experience as well, yeah?
Yeah, it was new ground for me. You know, I'm not particularly comfortable producing and mixing other people's music, but Adam's songs are wonderful. He's a great guy, and the record's out pretty soon. I think it was a great experience.
Fantastic. Okay.
The first time we met, actually, and I knew there was something floating around in my brain, which isn't that, there's plenty of room in there. I mentioned to Gid before, but so it was you working with the Brewis Brothers and School of Language when we first met.
Yeah, maybe 2014, 15.
Wow, yeah.
In the old studio next door.
Okay, yeah, and so working with the Brewis Brothers.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. It was a absolute dream come true. Again, I was a huge fan, and it was such a special experience. I was every night I was just playing with a huge smile on my face and also a tremor in my boots because they're fiercely talented folk.
They're fiercely talented, but they're beautiful guys as well. So that's the thing. And also, of course, I mentioned at this point Sarah Hayes as well, who was in this room not so long ago with the Peter Brewis affair, which is another wonderful thing. So thank you.
Absolutely.
2 tunes to come now. What would you like to play for us next?
We would like to play The Life of Time featuring Thomas Joshua Cooper.